Hello my crafty DIY friends. Welcome back to Sweet Bay Lane. I'm Tracy in case you're new here, and I am so glad you stopped in to craft with me because we are DIY crafting with the gorgeous ceramic starfish from the Dollar Tree. They can be found in their short living line and they come in white and blue. And after you see this DIY, you'll definitely want to pick some up. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's run down the supply list you'll need for this DIY. We start with our main players, and that's going to be one of these ceramic starfish from the Dollar Tree. They can be found in the coastal living department, along with one of these beveled edge plaques that can be found in the crafter square. You'll need construction adhesive, paintbrushes, a screwdriver, 2 paint colors of your favorite choice. Now I'm going to be using this Key West and Snow White by Apple Barrel. You'll also need a wax of some sort. I'll be using this votive candle, along with a coat hook. I purchased this at Home Depot, but they can also be purchased at the Dollar Tree. And I'll insert a clip here showing the ones they offer at the Dollar Tree. And finally, you'll need a piece of sandpaper. So let's go ahead and get started with our project. You'll start your project by painting your wood plaque. And for that, I'm going to use 2 layers of paint because I'm going to be distressing mine and I want the white to peek through the blue. So I'm going to start with my base color of the Snow White. And once we have our plaque painted with 2 coats of the white, we're going to take our wax and we're just going to rub it along the edges of our plaque. And what this does is it adds a nice void for the next layer of paint to not adhere to the white layer. So when you go to sand it, it takes off the wax layer very quickly and leaves the base layer or the white and the blue together and not as sanded. If you were to not use the wax, then you would have more of a soft, muted, distressed effect. But this is going to give you a little more striation or variation in your distressing. So once we get that done, then we'll bring in our blue. And we'll go ahead and we'll paint this layer on. And I'm probably going to give this 2 layers of the Key West blue. And now that we have our blue layer of paint on, both front and back, we're now going to come in with our sandpaper and give it a good distressing. Now that we have our distressing done, you can see the different layers and levels of distressing that wax layer adds to your paint. And I like that distressing. I also, in some instances, like the subtle distressing too. But for this one, I want it to be more beach-like and rustic, so I wanted a more defined, distressed look. So now we're going to move on to our next step, and this is optional if you don't want to do it. You don't have to, but mine's going to be hanging in my bathroom, so I want it to be sort of humidity proof, and I'm going to be giving it a couple layers or coats of the matte clear enamel by Rust-Oleum. So I'm going to go do that, let it dry, and I'll be back. Now that we have that done, we're going to be adding a hanger to the back of our wood plaque. And to do that, you'll just find the center of your plaque. You'll mark it. And we're going to be adding a D-ring hanger to the back side of our wood plaque. So now we have our hanger on the back. We're going to flip it over and we're going to add our white ceramic starfish to the front of our wood plaque. And to do that, I'm going to be using this Gorilla Glue construction adhesive. then once I have my adhesive on the back, I'm then going to take and place it on my wood plaque. So now that we have our starfish on, we're going to bring in our hanger, which actually I got this one at, like I said, Home Depot, and you can also find them at Walmart too, but they're called a coat and hat hook by Everbuild, and they're in the satin nickel finish, and there's the SKU in case you need it. You can also buy these in black, white, but I just had the silver satin nickel on hand, so I wanted to use that. And then we're just going to place our hook hanger right here underneath our starfish. And I always find it easier, if you don't want to pre-drill your holes, to just start them without your hook on there after you've marked your holes, and you'll just start your screws into the wood. You'll get them about halfway down, and then you'll back them out. And you'll do that for all the holes that are needed for your particular hanger. And in my case, it's 2. Now that we have that done, we'll place our hanger back on and we'll attach our screws. And then once we're done attaching our coat hook, you have this beautiful either a coat hook or a towel hook, which is what I'm going to be using mine for in my bathroom. I'm going to make 2 more just like this and hang them in a set of 3 so we can hang our towels to dry. Also, I think it would be cute poolside, or maybe even if you have a lake house, you could make them for your dock. I think that would be fun too. Well, I hope this inspires you to make some for yourself. And until next time, keep it crafty.